welcome. It's your stupid neighborhood badger here. I'm back to talk about discharge again. If you saw my last video, you would have seen me pretty upset with how my discharger was functioning. Pretty much at that point when I uploaded the video, I was ready to just throw in the towel with the build, you know, cut my losses, sell the gear, make another character, and just have a bit more fun with the game because I was very, very disappointed and it really just did not seem like anything was working on the build. You know, TLDR, it felt like my build was doing around about 400k DPS, 500k DPS, where POB was saying, you know, close to 2 million. And that just didn't make sense in my head at all. Turns out, I'm a bit stupid. I guess, you know, no one else pointed it out to me after the fact or anything like that. Well, it's not just this. There's a few confusing things. You know, yes, there's one thing I'll talk about that was definitely my fault. Another thing I'll talk about that is a very confusing thing that doesn't quite make sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to you, and maybe this is how you interpreted it. But we'll go through everything, and I'll talk about the build because now, look, I'm pretty happy with how it's going. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about with the build is the links themselves. Now, previously I was using Discharge, Ignite Prolif, Swift Affliction, Burning Damage. Then I was also using Cruelty, was a big support that I was using, so one Cruelty slot. And then I was also using Efficacy. Now, this is the first mistake. I didn't even know I was using Efficacy, and I thought I was using Unbound Ailments. And that led to a really big problem that I completely overlooked, which is the duration of the Ignite on Discharge. Efficacy has a second line on it that has supported skills have 24% increased skill effect duration. Skill effect duration doesn't affect ailment duration. So it's different. It affects things like, you know, the burning damage from Flame Surge. Efficacy would probably affect that, and some other stuff as well. But it doesn't affect that. That being said, like, I really thought that Unbound Ailments was in, and I just never thought to check my links. So number one, that's a bit of a mistake there, because it means that my Ignite is now going over the whole duration of my rotation. The second thing is Cruelty, which is a little bit more strange in how it's functioning, or how I thought it would function. So let's just have a look at Cruelty here. So Cruelty gives supported skills have more damage with hits, and the buff that it gives has a base duration of 4 seconds. And hits from supported skills grant Cruelty, and Cruelty is basically a buff that gives up to 40% more damage over time based on the amount of damage in the hit which grants it. So what seems to be happening here, and, you know, I still want to get clarification from GGG or anything like that, whether this might be bugged because it's supposed to work in a certain way and is not working in a certain way. But the hit of Discharge that was giving me around about 38 to 40% Cruelty seems like it wasn't applying to the dot of that hit. It would only apply to any other subsequent discharge that applies damage over time. So I was under the impression that the hit would also then provide the Cruelty buff for the dot that specific hit applies to it. It seems like, though, just in a lot of testing that I've done, that that's not the case, and this was a dead link. This was basically a dead link that could give me, you know, potentially 60% more damage. It's not really giving me any more damage whatsoever. So I've switched in Awaken Deadly Ailments, which cost me only about 20 chaos. Chucked that one back in, and now things seem to be working a lot better. Now, it's still not crazy damage. It does feel like Ignite has still been nerfed in some way. I'm still going to be pushing this character a little bit further. Now that it's actually working, and I could do endgame content with it, and I'll just show you an Awaken a level 8 Alhazmin here as well while I travel through the map and do this canyon map here. The build is still pretty squishy. The last thing that I will talk about is less duration. I forgot to even have quality on less duration. Less duration quality gives 1% less skill effect per 2% quality, so we're getting 10% less skill effect on our rotation, which just makes the quality of life of Discharge even better, and this still needs to level up. It's only level 17 at the moment. Swift Affliction needs to level up to 20. The quality doesn't matter for the rotation here. But yeah, and there's still a few links that I need to sort out here. Get probably a Chaos Golem in here for physical damage reduction. And then get some quality of life on my Flame Surge as well. That's the last thing that I didn't really talk about in the last video about Flame Surge. The area of the burning ground that Flame Surge actually creates on the ground is absolutely tiny. It's about this big, right? So I really need to get increased AoE so it gets out to about this big, and then probably increased duration on there as well. But I'll just quickly show you how the build functions now. And it's doing pretty well. So it's kind of like screen-wide coverage right there, and it feels nice. A lot of people enjoy this kind of gameplay, and a lot of people do not enjoy this kind of gameplay whatsoever. That gameplay being discharge, you know, standing still, hitting. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll do that. Standing still, doing a big ignite, and then walking away and doing another big ignite type of thing. But the duration now is going from about 3 seconds to about 6 seconds on my discharge. And I will include an updated POB down below for all of those who are still playing Discharge. I know I haven't updated the other one that much, mainly just because I really wasn't happy with how it was going, and I didn't want to, you know, keep leading people on. But now I'm kind of like, you know what? Those were some honest mistakes that I was doing, and it actually does seem like this is working. Just give me a second here so I don't die. I probably will anyway. Oh no. Yep, there we go. Oh, apparently not dead. That's alright. We'll get some life regain there. And just kill this boss here. So yeah, as you can see, build's still pretty squishy. Definitely dead there. Nope, not dead. Not quite dead. There we go. Dead right there. Super, super squishy on the build, but I am, you know, trying to talk to you here. But the damage is okay. It's a bit better. Basically, this is just a video saying, hey, look, I'm just going to keep pushing the Discharger. I'm just going to get most of my Atlas passives and everything like that with the Discharger. I will still be re-rolling, but I will be making some currency on this one. Then when I want to do some heists, I'll jump back over to my Poisonous Concoction character, which is doing pretty well. And again, I'll do a video at some point with that one. But yeah, let's just quickly kill Alhazman so you can see the relatively okay damage on Awaken a level 8 Alhazman. I'll just, you know, concentrate so I don't die here. Just give me a second here, guys. So you watch the rotation coming around. We hit that. Maven gave more health. Great. And then that should just be dead like that. Great. I don't have any health pots, but we'll just be a little bit careful over here.
With your death, this nightmare.
My rotation should be enough to just wait it out.
And not before.
Do like that, and then we Flame Surge. And the damage is a bit better, you can see, right?
How quick are you?
And we'll just walk around a little bit like this. And the snakes are coming up. So previously, Alhazman would be on about 80% health right now, with my previous Discharge setup. And now he's sitting on a third health. So quite a bit of difference in the damage that's happening here. Quite a bit. Just put the burning damage on him there, the burning ground, and almost, very close to dead. So there we go. There he's dead right there. And we get a Hunter I-83 Ruby Ring as well. So got a little bit of profit right there. So very nice. So that's the build. Sorry for the one death there against those canyon bosses. They can be a little bit of a bitch sometimes, but that's how it's all functioning. That's all I really have to say. I'm sorry for the ping pong back and forth about this build. I'm pretty stressed in personal life as well at the moment, if I could just quickly say that. GD and I are in the process of moving. So there's been a lot on my mind over the past few weeks or so. But hopefully you're enjoying the content anyway. If you are and you're not subbed, hit the sub button down below because it really, really does help me out. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the content on the Discharger. We're going to farm up a Headhunter. We're then going to be doing some juiced content in Scourge maps once we do get probably an int stacker together or something like that. But I'm going to do some really, really big Headhunter type gameplay that I have not ever done on stream before. I don't think I've ever used a Headhunter on stream. But we're going to go big. We're gonna take a leaf out of Grimrow's book and go big. So yeah, let's do that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time, Badger is out.